Hey everybody, this is Alex from My Trader's Journal, and today is the final options trade of the year, December 2017. So wrapping up the year, I had 3 options set to expire today. Apple, December 155, MDY 320, and ADI 80, December 80. Obviously all of these are December. So Apple, AAPL, MDY is mid-cap fund or ETF, and ADI is analog devices, which I guess you can see over here. And so I had all 3 of them finishing out of the money. I had to decide what I wanted to do, and decided to roll 2 of them. And I started off with ADI. It's been taking a beating, or it did take a beating for a couple of weeks, but found support. Been riding that line up. Wish I had made this trade first thing this morning, but I start off with my clients' accounts, and then if I have time, I'll come back to mine as my usual MO. Today, actually, I think it cost me a little bit of money, or I think it did. I know it did. That's because ADI, along with the rest of the market, bounced nicely through the day. It is about 10 till 1 now, so still a lot of trading. Anything can happen. I went ahead and made the trade so I could finish out my afternoon trading and just do some paperwork for the rest of the day. So here's what I see on analog devices. It's got this long trend line here going back to August. I think it's going to find support. It head back north. It has been below its 10 and 20-day moving averages and 50 and I think 100 too. Yeah, right around 100. So it pulled up above the 100-day moving average. Finally pulled back above the 10-day and then the 20-day moving average. So I like that. I'd actually made the decision before I saw the 20-day, because when you look at the option prices, I only looked out at March. I didn't really care to do January. There wasn't a February. December is what is expiring today. So just left me with March to consider. And what I did is sell, I'm going to show you both the trades I did. 80, whoops. Man, a little jumpy. There it is. ADI sold the March 85 put at $3 and only paid 25 cents in commissions. And I'll show you that first. And came away with $299.75. So, oh man, it wants to get back on the screen. So the reason I did that, if I can pull up the chart again here, is 85 here, taking away $3 or $299.75. Will put my cost per share down around here, and around 82, which is at the 200-day moving average. I think that'll find support. I don't really think it's going to come below 85 again, but check this out. For ADI, I was looking at the 82.50 and the 85. Like I said, I went with 85 at $3. 13 weeks and a half a day left when I made the trade. I get a 14.5% annualized gain. So to me, there's no reason to really push for anything higher on that, to go for 87.50. I could have gone in the money, but that's a great return as it is. And I have a 5.7% cushion. So with that, I didn't even need to go any lower. Pretty comfortable with that. That would take me down to 82, like I mentioned. And 82, once again, is below where the 200-day moving average is. And even 80 would be down here, where it'd be a second point of support. I think it's going to find support around this 83.66 if the trend line doesn't hold. Maybe it retests that. Anyway, I think it's got a good chance of making it. So that was a pretty easy decision there. Then I moved over to Apple. Apple, you never know with, because it can be very moody, or the investors can be moody on it. But the 6-month trend line here puts it around 160 for a bottom if it comes back down there. It's been in this narrow trading range here. You can see this top line and bottom line here. Right at the top, maybe I should have waited to make the trade. It could come back down here and still be within its trading range. And even coming with this trend line here. So I'll make that a little thicker, a little bit bigger there to be able to see it. But if it comes down, it could find support on both those trend lines and still move higher. so I'm not really worried about it. But just to play it safe, again, this one I could have gone at the 170. It was trading at 173.50 when I made the trade. By the way, I guess I should have mentioned that on ADI, on analog devices, it was trading at 86.96 when I made the trade. Now it's up a little bit above that. So pretty good with that. Hopefully that just continues. Back to Apple. So like I said, it was at 173.49 when I made the trade. Little bit, that's a bid ask, doesn't even mean much there. So just going with over here, it is, come on, catch it. It's around 173.55 now. Up a few cents from where I made the trade. My cost per share, going back to this, since I did the 165 at 330, my cost per share for signed would be 161.71. That would put us down here. I'd be $5, $6 from the 200-day moving average, but above the trend line here. So I'm looking at trend lines on this, and that's kind of where I want to be. The long trend line, I don't even go back. Let's take even a farther look back, see if anything changes. Yeah, that's the line. I forgot I drew it all the way back there. But it comes from way back here from February of last year, so 10 months into it already, or a little over 10 months. Comes all the way up. I think that line's going to hold. If it dips back down, it could just come to the short trend line here and hold. But it's got room in there. It's going to have a hard time going much higher from here until earnings, and then I think we're going to see is that they're beating forecasts. Margin on the iPhone 10 is much better than their other phones they've been selling, so I think that'll show up in earnings and look pretty good. I have got my 10 and have been very happy with it, so hopefully other people are doing it now that I'm invested in it again. Need those sales to keep going. A little self-promotion there for my investments, talking on book. Anyway, so I'm getting rid of the Apple 155 put. I'll make $516 net. MDY 320 put. I'll make $929.73 on that. And analog devices, I'll make $266.65 on that. And I'm leaving all these to expire worthless. They're all so far out of the money. I could have dealt with these sooner, but I just didn't, based on lack of time for my own trading my own account. But they'll expire worthless. That's a good day, a good little month for me to pull that in right before the end of the year. And I think I'm set up nicely to start the new year. And what I might do, the MDY, I'm not going to roll yet. I want to see kind of how the market goes. I mean, even look, I'll pull over the MDY chart. Let's see here. It is kind of flat for a couple of weeks, and it might be okay to keep on staying flat, and I can sell out of the money. But really, the options are not worth very much. Volatility is so low right now. It's had a great run, and at $320, that takes a lot of my capital out of play. That's a third of my account, or this account. And I need to figure out what I'm going to do. Also, I almost forgot to mention it. Come back to my portfolio here. Net liquidation value is $107,000. Remember, every year I take out my profits, anything over $100,000, and move it to another account. And this will only have $100,000 in it, so I need to allow for that in my planning for next year. I don't want to risk going on margin. So if I let that expire, I might just pull in 2 other trades and try to make it a little bit more of a less risky approach for me. So right now, that's what I have in there. I updated that a little while ago, 107.9. This is my account. Everything invested, I already have the MDI taken out of this spreadsheet. I removed it up here already. And so that still leaves me with $35,000. But if I take out $7,000 out of this, we'll just do 7 for an even, or yeah, just taking out $7,000 just to have an even number. That leaves me with $28,000. So I have $28,000 to work with for any other trade. So I need to remember that before I sell something else. So hopefully I don't forget and get back in MDI at 340 or 345, and all of a sudden I'm in the money if something goes south. The Netflix trade I made just a few days ago is looking good, and Triple Q, maybe I'll roll that one early. I'm already up 190 bucks on it, and I could probably find something, even if I just roll that high, I could probably find something that does better with that. So Christmas is the end of next week. I'll try to get another trade in next week. If not next week, I really think I should be able to do it the week after Christmas and the week before New Year to get the ball rolling into the new year or something nice. A good position to have more profitable next year. Took it easy this year with my divorce and my mom dying a few weeks ago, so that did not help my trading time on top of my business growing. But it's been a good month, a decent year, and I appreciate y'all watching. I'll be back before long, hopefully. Thanks. Bye.